Last one. That's a whole lot of goblins. 450. So yeah, this is where it's going to take that whole speed potion. Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more. Artemis video? The square hole? I'm confused. Are we talking about the square hole video? No count of clear quite a bit of tier 3. Well, I know we could do the Area 600 one. I'm confident we could do the Area 600 adventure in tier 3. 850 is a big ask. I feel like with the right group, absolutely. So that one's a little more hit or miss, it feels like. Oh, the Artemis meta one. Okay. God, that was a long time ago. I hope I don't have to do that again. I hope I don't have to do that again. Literally nothing's changed about his. Well, the thing about those meta videos is like nothing's really changed about how he functions. So I feel like yeah, sure, there's more champions in the game, but if you understand the basic functionality, that video still works. So your modest score is at 8. Oh, my modest score is at 6. My fast score is at 5, and I'm not really trying to do a whole lot with that one. I'd rather put the levels over here. I don't know. My focus is on the fast core. Well, but I mean, nothing's changed about him, and that's really the thing. Like, until they change his kit again, the way he functions remains the same. The champions they're always going to be changing because every time you can't just make a new video every time the new champion shows up that works with him. That's why I don't do video content. Because that's just too much work. So, you know. Duke got nothing. Give me that epic, but we're not. He's not going to give me that epic. He's not going to give me that epic. Still finish off tier 3 for the Duke, or tier 2 for the Duke. Excuse me. So the tier 2 Duke. What do we get for buffs here? We got Evil Overlord and Homebrew for BBEG, and this will give us triple champion damage and Marshal the Flaming Fist by 400. That's his big one, so 5x on that's spicy. 5x on that might be what carries us through other stuff. Let's take a look at that. I'm curious how many we've gotten. Nothing for us. The Duke's over halfway there without even really trying. That's pretty great. It's pretty great. Only bit the bullet and bought Pixie riding a corgi. Tired of looking at it? Oh, that's the pricey one. I still wish they would maybe flush out some other gem familiars. I mean, maybe like even at the higher end, 125,000, 175,000 could be two that would fit in. I'd like them more at the lower end, but they kind of did 10,000, 30,000, 50,000, 70,000. Unfortunately, I'd like them to put less expensive patron familiars in, like that are right off. Like the first thing right below a Modron chest, I would love the first thing to be a patron, a familiar, and then have another familiar down here. With 4 parties in the game, I think that's. I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that. I don't feel like that dig in too much to your familiar sales, but I don't have those metrics. Well, they don't have those metrics either because they've never tried it. So. But they would probably look at like, well, when we give them away in one of these packs, how does that change things? But that's also feels like a messy time for analytics. So many new people joining the game. Played this account for a few months now. It's been a while. 71 days is 14 weeks, right? We're now on week 15. Your main takeaways about changes to the early and mid game. Events 2.0 upended everything. I think it's made the early game feel way better, but there's still some systems that are still stuck in the old version, right? Like time gates obviously don't feel as good as Events 2.0. But the big thing is like the Murd unlock doesn't feel, it feels off. It's just like the 2,000 item levels. You get to the champion requirement so fast now that it feels like you're not getting item levels fast enough. You know, I had made suggestions about how to fix that in the early game. It doesn't feel like they really want to fix that. It feels like they probably think that's fine. But it means that it feels like you could probably get to a point where you're unlocking Vajra before Mert just because it's easier in a sense. Like it's almost heightened. People did that occasionally even before Events 2.0, but now I feel like it would happen more often. And that feels weird. What else? I feel like I think you get to split the party faster, which means you get a Modron core faster, and I think that makes the game better. The earlier you get a Modron core, the better the game feels. So yeah, in the sense of the early game, I think the early game's in a much better place, but I think there's a couple more things they could polish that could make it just really great for new players. And I mean, that's what you want. You want to get people in. You want to get people hooked. You want to get people enjoying the game. You don't want like artificial barriers and speed bumps when it could be a smooth experience. Now, I think what we don't know yet is how smooth is the transition into the mid game. I mean, we're in the mid game. You can get there pretty quickly and pretty easily, but I haven't left Baldur's Gate yet, and last time I tried to leave Baldur's Gate, I just got smacked in the face with a big snowball in Icewind Dale, right? And it was like really depressing and demoralizing, and I was like, well, I'm done with this account. I'm curious if that's going to happen again. I don't know. I feel like we're being way more efficient this time in terms of producing power along with speed, and I think that's going to help with that transition. But again, this kind of curve is like if you're playing optimally, either if you know what I know or if you use my guide, hopefully, then that gives you an opportunity to have a smooth transition. I'm trying to build again with the guide. I'm trying to give notes on like the smoothest transition. So hopefully players stick around for a long while, right? But you know, mid game is just going to be. I mean, we're going to find out. It's just this is the point where events slow us down in that regard, because you're not just doing 3 variants and you're out. You're doing 3 variants per tier. We're currently doing 2 tiers. I think we're gonna make a stab at tier 3 in the last week of this event and see what happens. But it does burn a lot of time. I think tier 1 and tier 2 are fine time wise. Tier 3 it's a lot to just get a single gold chest per variant completed. I've given feedback on that too, but I don't know if they'll. Again, I don't know if they'll care. They may just find it fine. We'll see. But yeah, sometimes it feels like that's time and resources, as in the potions, better spent pushing campaign progress or patron progress or something. Like before this, it was a slower. Getting to Zariel was slower, it felt like. Felt like by the time you got through Baldur's Gate, you could potentially be unlocking Strahd at that point. Whereas now you're like, oh, we've already unlocked Strahd. Now it's time for Zariel. And you might have had to split the party 1 and 2, but you weren't necessarily close to 3. And now I'm like right on 3. Feels like champions are coming out with better gear out of events now than they would have before, because I mean, if you're doing multiple tiers, you're getting more gold chests, and it's not a lot more, but it's enough. As we see with my BBEG with 3 epics. I mean, Diana came out of her event with 4. And I know that's on the lucky side, but geez. That's solid from getting a couple tiers. More chances at that kind of luck, take it, right? But that's the biggest change. This stuff from the collections, I'll be honest, it doesn't feel, and I can't feel that impact. There's probably some impact, not from the corrupted gems, which is the bulk of the rewards, but from getting the chests that are the rewards. I think it would have been more impactful if all the early quests had given green gems or Electrum chests. But green gems instead of corrupted gems would have been way better. It would have smoothed out that transition to Mert, right? If people use them on that. It doesn't guarantee that they'll use them on that. That's why Electrum chests may be better, because then at least you're getting the item levels and some gems along the way. But again, doesn't seem like they want to make any changes to that. But yeah, I wanted the collections. I was thinking the collections and the guide quests would make a much bigger impact on your progression. It doesn't at all. How much time and energy they put into the collections, it seems like a relatively ignorable system. Yeah, that's the sad thing. I've got some rewards sitting over here, and sure, I'll take the extras, but it feels like it doesn't guide you towards anything. Like, I like that we can track our progress. That's the best part of it. I can come over here and I can see stuff like information, fronted information that we've been wanting for 6.5 years, right? But this part, the quests, pointless. Absolutely pointless, because who cares about quests if you don't know where they're taking you to be able to know if it's worth it or not? We have no idea what's at the end of this path. Like this is supposed to be a guide quest. What's at the end of that? No idea. Should I go try to grind out 250 variants? God, what a pointless grind. I know this is a pointless grind because I know where it's taking me. It's taking me to Elminster. But right now it's telling a newer or mid-game player, hey, you need to grind these out. The reward's too far away. The reward isn't something they can even use. And it's running these things up here, and no, I shouldn't be going and doing stuff in any of these campaigns yet, right? Some of this stuff, sure, it's just, like this should be a guide quest, like these, but well, this is a new champion. It just really makes weird. This is a shiny collection quest. Oh, excuse me. I can't really tell the difference between this and this. But these are less guide quests and more like they put all this in the same system. These are just rewards for doing things, and there's no guiding being done whatsoever. So like if they're going to leave it like this, they just need to take the guide part off and just call it collection quests. Hey, meet these points along the way in your collection and get rewards. They're not going to be big rewards, but hey, it's better than nothing. Lurking Rider, it wasn't two shinies. That's that display issue that it has. You got a shiny, and then the other card showed up as shiny because it should be. Unless you were already fully gilded. I don't know. They've had an issue where when you open up chests, sometimes it shows like as if you got multiple shinies when you didn't. But maybe. I don't know how you'd test. That's the thing, is I don't know how you could tell. Sure, but okay. So you could have gotten a shiny, but I don't know if you would have gotten two. Like, on the same item, it makes. I think that's the bug. But I mean, I don't know. Being a newish player, the only time I even know that is there is when the box it shows the box under it in the blinking icon. Yeah, there's no real reason to go look at the collection quests and the guide quest. And honestly, at this point, you should ignore it because it's unhelpful. 250 variants for one gold chest. Yeah. Well, again, because the reward isn't the gold chest. Like, they're trying to guide you towards something, and they're giving you a little carrot along the way. But unlocking Elminster is the reward. They don't even tell you that's what they're trying to get you to do. Well, the corrupted gems reward, it feels like they were trying to make more regular use of the Thayan Enclave. Like, provide another path to earn corrupted gems so that people can get more support pigments, because that's really the big deal. But, people can buy more of whatever they want out of that system. The values seem too low to really care about it. Project Q, thank you for 20 months. Much appreciated. Yeah, Lurking Rider really comes down to the UI, right? How it's presented in the UI, and it is not presented well in the UI. They did not do a good job of coming up with how to present guide quests. And that's why I think the guide quests and collection quests should be two different things. Collection quests you can just present in a list like that. It's fine. Hey, you're going to get rewards when you complete these things, sure. But guide quests, these should be presented in a way that guides you down a path. You should see the path you're on. You should be able to choose a path and make informed decisions about what path you want to try to work your way down. And none of that is there. I mean, as a new player, that you're gonna think that's part of the problem with the early game rewards being corrupted gems. Is new players are gonna think they should buy chests, and they shouldn't. They're huge traps. These are huge wastes. I think they're traps for. These are pointless for anyone, and these aren't great. Like this eventually will be worth it, but but this is all that's really worth it. Occasionally something else, but this is the big one. Hey, we got one. Slowly making its way through this. When I do the overnight with Bruno and Riley and Calliope, I'll work all pro familiars on ultimates too. Hopefully that'll get that done. Probably do the overnight and Terror in the Dark to get undead as well. Well, Lurking Rider, I mean, it feels like they put the spreadsheet in on the back end, right? All the data's on the back end, but they never built a UI for it. It feels like they did the very least work possible on the UI. Because if you look at, like, if you come over here, there's at least, hey, here's a neat little thing with stuff, right? Like these feel like, oh, hey, we put in some work. This, well, then maybe except for here. We put in some work on the UI and how to present things. But then we ran out of time, and this is what you get. And this is what you get. Just absolutely minimum level of effort. Minimum level of effort. No, I hate under construction. It's like, I mean, I've done that on websites before, and it's like if it's under construction, don't even show anything. Just don't release it yet. It's not done. It's not done yet. You want a campaign tab? Oh, this. I still haven't. I was like, one day when they finally release something like that, I'll go through and I'll read the storyline. And I haven't. It's just I'm so far behind. It's just like. Exactly, Solar Bear. You put up like a web. Hey, we launched our new website. It's under construction, but you can go over there. And then, like 2 years later, yep, still under construction. No excuse for that. No excuse for that. All you want is a website that provides general information. Just put that up, and it's done. And if you want to upgrade it, but don't just leave it under construction sign. Why would anybody want to do business with a company that has an under construction sign on a website up for like a month, for over a year? Oh, so you don't really actually ever get anything done. Got it. Okay, I understand now. No judgment. I I get it, but good lord. Like, well, I checked out. Like, I tried to at least watch some clips from all the video game release stuff that's been happening the last week. I mean, new Dragon Age coming out. Interesting. It's been so long since I played a Dragon Age game that it's like it'd be like a whole new game to me, and I wouldn't remember anything from the past stuff. So it's like, um, I mean, what I remember is I enjoyed the last one. Inquisition, that was the one, right? With the, I remember there was like this star puzzle, and then you ran around, and it was open world. That's all I remember. I have played that all the way through. I finished it. But, I had a couple. I was trying to watch the PC Gamer one, but I was doing other stuff at the same time, so I may have missed some of the previews. There were only like a couple. I think there was like one actually that I added the demo on Steam. I think it was Last Moon or something like that. That one looked interesting. I don't care for shooters. We've had this conversation recently, but I did watch the Black Ops 6 like announcement, and there were things that I was like, wow, they know their audience. Like, good for them. They know their audience. Like, one of them was there. They were talking about Prestige, and they're like, so yeah, we went back to the past and rebuilt the Prestige system. Now, when you finish leveling your account, you hit max level on your account, you can now go into Prestige and get 10 levels of Prestige. And I'm like, 10, huh? Okay, that seems a little low. And then they're like, and then once you get to the 10, then you can open up Prestige Master with 1,000 extra levels. And I was like, oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Okay. That's better. Oh, because I'm just thinking all those Call of Duty players, like 10 levels. Oh, that's going to be like, what, a week, 2 weeks? 1,000 more. Oh, that's better. With like a special reward for somebody who gets all of them. I'm like, so, yeah, someone's going to grind that out. Absolutely. Absolutely. So kudos to them on knowing their target audience for a motivational system to keep playing the game over and over and over again. But yeah, the rest I'm just like, I'm not a shooter fan. I don't play shooters really, so none of this really means anything. didn't get to watch like I didn't watch like everything. There's a lot coming out. Cult of the Lamb has a DLC coming out, expansion or whatever, where you can do 2-player local co-op, and the other player isn't a lamb; they're a goat, like a demonic goat. That looks great. Guess there's more coming with it, but that's all they announced so far. What they call it again? Hold on. Unholy Alliance. The Lamb and the Goat. Yeah. Praise the Lamb, praise the Goat. And then there was a dredge. Hold on, there's a dredge one. Where did I see the dredge one at? I must have seen it on Steam. There's another dredge. I think it's called the Iron Rig or something like that, where it looks like an oil platform, and you've got to go dredge up parts and deliver them to it and stuff. But along with that, it said Dredge Complete Pack arriving, which means that's the last Dredge update, which makes me sad. You shared it. Okay. I know I saw it in a couple different places. But yeah, that's sad that that's the last Dredge. I don't Lurking Rider, I've slept since then. I don't remember. I don't remember. Why would you expect me to remember that far in the past? After I've taken my night's respite. I don't remember. Hey, Nibbles. Wow, that was a long time ago. That was like 48. That was 40 something hours ago. I'm looking around. I've slept twice since then. Falling asleep for me is like restarting the Client and Idle Champions. Like it just resets all the info. Good luck. Hope you weren't trying to stack something because it's gone. Hmm, 250 and 200 more to go. We're about halfway through. It looks like we're on track. Looks like we're on track. Boo. ended up ordering 2 more of those gelatinous cubes, as I'm calling them from now on. I'm ordering the other color this time just to see if there's any difference. Because I used it, I fully cleaned off my desk with that thing, and my like all the dust off everything on the monitors, and well, not everything, but all the monitors and the backs of the monitors and the stands, and it was filthy when I was done. So I was like, yeah, I should probably clean my desk more often. So yeah, I never quite made it to the car. I used it all in my room. So this next one, I bought a 2-pack. Yeah, Sergeant, I got 2 of the blue ones coming. So I'm gonna have one in here that I'll use just to keep my keyboard clean, and get anything off the desk area. And then I'll have one that I use like for the car. I think that's a good way to track it. No, I said 2-pack, not Tupac, folks. If I can remember, when we get to the end of this run, I may just pause and get the rest of these crits. Just because we're fairly close. I think by the end we'll be even closer. I think we'll probably be around 8,000 or higher, I would think. I don't know. We'll see. No, you'd have to buy, because a salt and pepper set is one item. You'd have to buy 2 of them. Came with a little keyboard brush. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if mine's coming with a keyboard brush. I guess we'll find out. Wow, I don't know that mine's coming with that. I hope mine comes with a key for removing, a tool for removing keys. A key for removing tools? No, that's not. That's not right. Oh, that's the key. The key to have someone else remove your tools. Oh, that's really. I don't want people removing my tools though. Back up to 4 time gate pieces. Gotta love having 4 patrons, right? We were at 0. And then Monday hit. So we'll use 3 of these on Wednesday. I'm still not entirely sure who I'm getting. If I get Dungeon Master, we can do split the party 3. guess I should do that. We do need to make a guide for that. After we finish this run, we'll do our trials run. Hopefully. Well, never mind. What am I saying? I've got to try to join a trial. Starworm. Come on. You're not doing them solo anymore. I was really hoping we'd get this epic so I could put a potion of polish on it. I'm still kind of holding out hope for that. I mean, I can put a potion of polish here regardless, but we'll see. Well, Merylwyn's on my list. She's so I think this slot is going to be Dungeon Master just so we can get Split the Party 2 done, and then this will be Merylwyn. For the gold find. On my main account, I picked BBEG because he's a support in my Carlock groups, and yeah, give me a Sources of Corpses buff on BBEG. That seems like that would be a big deal. So, because everybody's full epic over there, and I'm not worried about the item levels. Because all my chest packs are going into Duke Ravengard on the main account. Yeah, if I thought Binwin was ever going to get some... here's the thing. If they ever do rework Binwin, then it's going to be like, oh. And then maybe I'll focus on getting him item levels and stuff. But for now, he's like a lot of other champions, and he's going to sit at wherever my floor is. Binwin sits on the floor, basically. Binwin sits on the floor with Xander and Nahara. Probably. Yeah. I don't know that I'd go so far as to call Celise a speed champion. But no. She helps take segments off of things. Right. I don't necessarily call that a speed effect. Not like I think Esmeralda is a speed champion and doesn't have the role. He's creating extra enemies. Extra enemies are spawning because of her. That's a speed effect. I still don't consider that a speed effect. Like if that was a speed effect, then Astarion would also be speed. I just don't think those champions in and of themselves. I don't think they're speed champions. Are they good in coordination with others? Sure, but that doesn't make them a speed champion. Like Lae'zel is a speed champion, and under that argument, all the other absolute adversaries are too because they make her go faster, right? But they're not. She is. It's like Virgil is a speed champion. All the other rivals make him go faster. They're not speed champions. But like if you're doing a Mad Wizard gem farm, anyone that helps you clear segmented health stuff helps your party go faster, but doesn't mean they're a speed champion. It can be like a Shara multi-hit, Burita multi-hit, right? Like anybody with multi-hits. Celise is doing the kind of a similar thing. She's just giving everybody multi-hit. That's neat, but well, look, you can't compare things to Xander. Xander is the most garbage speed champion in the game. Xander's worse than Minsk. Minsk at least got buffed. Minsk is just right above Xander, though. So. But you're always trying to flesh out your party with whatever's going to make you go the fastest, and that isn't always about speed champions. Yard people are here. Vowed? I've never heard of it. Why is the first picture the freakiest bear I've ever seen? Fantasy RPG from Obsidian. Okay. Why is it? Oh, it's all okay. It's all first person. Yeah, I'm not. We were talking about this the other day. That's just first person. I just feel like I'm playing a different version of Doom all over again. I didn't like Doom in the first place. I don't like being like. I played so much, like, man, in the 80s and 90s, it was like first person, because then we don't have to make character models and move them around. And can it? Because it says it's a first person fantasy RPG. So, I don't know. They need to change the name then. They shouldn't describe it. They literally have one sentence description in Steam, which is Lazy? Avowed is a first-person fantasy RPG from Obsidian Entertainment. And wasn't Pillars of Eternity the... What was the one that had the ship? Like, Pillars of Eternity 2, you were on a ship, and then later they added, like, the... They didn't officially add Critical Role, but they had them do voices, and you could build characters like them. Wasn't that it? If so, I'm a little sad that they're moving away from that perspective into, like, this one, but... Yeah. I get because I kind of like that old school feel. I never stopped liking that old school kind of party feel. I do like, modern stuff. Obviously, I enjoyed like Baldur's Gate 3, but I felt like they were the only people or they were the big company making like epic games in that kind of point of view. Not a lot of information here. And there's a demo up? Because I don't see a demo listed. Still exists. Deadfire, yes. I enjoyed that one. I will say I saw one trailer and I'm seeing it here again and I was like, that looks like it might be enjoyable. Totally not my normal shtick, but Star Trucker. I was kind of like, huh. If you didn't see the preview for Star Trucker, maybe go check that out. It is Last Moon. So Last Moon is the one that I saw that I downloaded the demo for. I haven't gotten to play it yet. That was the big one that I saw, and I was like, okay, that I actually want to try. The rest of them, I was like, eh. And yes, I did see the pirate game, and no, I did not get excited about it. Haul cargo, so Star Trucker, haul cargo, trade salvage, and keep your spacesuit close as you search for fame and fortune among the stars. A game that puts an interstellar twist on the truck sim genre. It looked decent. I don't know that it is. Cruise the hyper highways. Mhm. Interesting. While on the open road, use the fully voiced interactive CB radio. Would it be a CB in space? To get the latest gossip from fellow truckers, request docu permissions or send out an SOS. See, it's kind of neat. Swing by auto shops to upgrade and improve your truck systems. Yes. Oh no, there's something about that. It seems fun. See what happens. Oh, there's a demo. I download it. Then I'll know. Then I'll know if I actually like it or not. Downloading. Cosmic Blast Radio? Absolutely could be, yes. But also CB could stand. They could make binary star a single word. Collapsed binary star radio. I don't know. Just trying to get spacey. It didn't really work. Cosmic black hole scares me because then it implies that there's like earthbound black holes, and I don't want to. I don't want to know. Citizens Band. Yeah, just I just feels a little. Anyway, it just feels like you'd name it something else. There are earthbound black holes that exist for less than nanoseconds. Not sure I can process the gravity of that statement. Was that a good science joke? All right, did we get nothing out of that gold chest? Well, we got close to 8,000 crits. Close. 450 was our target. A couple minutes left on our thing. Okay. So I just want to sit here and see. Here's the thing. So this is Duke Ravengard ramping up, trying to ramp up his crits. Remember, every time he crits, or every time someone crits, the crit percentage of the party goes up, which just feeds into more crits, which feeds into more crits, which then suddenly everybody's critting, and you get to stack up these achievement numbers much faster. In fact, let me take off the familiars. That'll help. Up to 90% crit chance. So that means I think everybody else in the party has like 60, 70. Okay, 70. 72.5 because they started with 2.5%. Wait, why is BB? Oh, because he's not melee. Okay. It's not really stacking up as fast as I would have liked it to. I mean, it is kind of every hit basically is critting, but I don't know. We got it to 8,000. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for that achievement any longer. Just hawking that fun out there, right? I'm waiting for the speed potion to win. Oh, let's go see if. Dang it. Refresh. And get in. Yeah. That's so weird. What are they doing? Gordon Makos. Okay. Alright, complete. Is there any mechanics that remove debuffs that bosses or mobs can put on you? No. No, there isn't. What you can do is you can, maybe either slot a stat boosting a feat to try to resist the effect, or put in a different team that has high stats. Like, there's stuff like that, but most of the time you just ignore it.